Okay, this one's going to be a big one. So this is everything that we've learned about Botox, fillers, facial aesthetics, injectables from spending over $100,000 on ads in the last 18 months across our Medspa partners. Our partners book 50 plus injectables patients per month or more, depending on how much ad spend they actually run. And these are patients that actually come back and buy other services. And this has been happening for the last 18 months, so it's proven and demonstrated. And so the problem here is that many clients only want discounted intro patients, Botox offers and fillers, right? Think about 199s, 299s, 399s, 20 units, 10 units per unit, right? This leaves med spas out of pocket on their ad spend because obviously Botox injectables, they're low margin products anyway. And so they cannot retain clients. They can't get to that reoccurring revenue. And clients hop to competitors' next promotion, right? We know those discount hunters, the ones that are saying, oh, I'll come back when you're running your next offer, okay? So those are the ones that do not become reoccurring, okay? Now, the solution is simple, really. There's two levers that we can control. One is the average order size. The other one is the lifetime value. How do we do that? We do it with targeted packages, by area, by unit, by size of the scope of work, so to speak. Qualification in the forms when we run ads. Everything that we're discussing in this video pertain to acquisition with ads, with paid media. So then qualification forms to weed out tire kickers. Automatic nurture and high touch follow-up sequences. What do I mean by that? A lead, once it's generated, needs to be followed up thoroughly with before and afters, with testimonials, with case studies. I'll get to that in a second. Cash collected up front, maximizing the amount of cash collected up front, and the reoccurrence of these guys coming back for more high ticket care plans. The winning offers, so everything that we've tried 30 units for facelift, where they can choose 2 to 3 areas, glabella, 11s, crow's feet, lip flip, maybe a bit of jawline lift, okay? 20 units as well for just one area. Typically forehead is the one in highest demand. 50 to 60 units for full face. I know some people may need more units, way more units, 80, even 100 units. Necklace line, neck lift as a combo, that works really well as well. A bonus tip here, any opportunity to use free in the headline to lower the cost per lead can really work extremely well. So for example, on condition, so it comes with a condition with strings attached, 15 units free when you buy 2 units, two areas with us, or when you buy 50 units with us minimum. Okay, so that's the condition. And so with this free, just a word of caution, free does tend to attract some low caliber clients, in which case qualification is super important. Qualification in the landing page, qualification in the meta lead form. I'll get to that in a second, what it looks like and sounds like technically, and obviously over the phone as well. If they do not agree, if they do not consent to the terms and conditions of the offer, then we do not want to waste our time with them. So what does that look like? The lead qualification form, essentially in the form, whether we're using meta lead form ads or whether we're using landing page funnels on our website, there must be questions that specifically outline that they have to purchase 2+ areas to qualify. They also have to confirm that they're ready and willing to pay a deposit on the phone call in order to book the appointment. If they tick those 2 boxes, then we speak to them, we call them. If not, we can even stop them from filling out the form and submitting it in the first place. So we don't even want their inquiry. Just because with free in the ads, it's extremely easy to get very cheap leads. If you're running already ads, or if you have run ads before, cheap leads are not good news. Cheap leads can potentially be tire kickers who never intend to speak and book. And so they have to select minimum 3 areas of interest, and that's how we weed out the freebie crowds and the tire kickers. And so the outcome, the result is only serious buyers get booked. Only those are the ones that we want to deal with, because ultimately our goal is to get discounts in front of everyone, but only get in the clinic the people who are willing and ready for a lasting long transformation. Okay, in terms of automatic lead nurturing, what we use is warm up over text, AI ideally, because at high lead volume, this can get pretty time consuming. And so we use AI we train it on your questions, on Medspa's FAQs, frequently asked questions. That's what we use to nurture. Same with automatic email and SMS sequences. So what does that look like? We can send an office tour video the night before. We can send providers selfies morning of the appointment, pointing at the sign from outside the location, results, case studies, testimonials, FAQs. All of these things are extremely powerful because when people don't book, or when they book and they don't show, it's because they have some unspoken objections that haven't been addressed. This puts their mind at ease. Of course, with Facebook, with Instagram, with any form of social media and cold advertising, these are people that have probably never heard or seen your Medspa before. They need to realize that this is a legitimate business, and that's what these things are essentially achieving. So higher show-up rates and excitement, so they're primed to want to do business with you. The call team system. So essentially what we do for our clients, for our partners, we call the leads instantly when they apply. We follow up with them up to 10 times if needed in the first 5-6 days. The point of the follow up on the phone is to discover and find the pain and to set the expectations. Our scripts are tailored to, so to speak, weaponize the pain. It sounds more harsh than it actually is. Really what it is finding out why people want the treatment, what they're really looking to achieve. And the reason for that is this, which is crucial. When we tie someone down, when we essentially get them committed to the goal, I want to lift my saggy jowls, I want to tighten my neck, I want to get rid of wrinkles and whatnot. The deeper motive, the deeper seated reason behind that is that they don't feel confident anymore. They don't get swiped on Tinder, right? Those are the things that we need to get to. That's the goal. Because if then, when it comes to pulling the trigger and committing to a high ticket treatment plan that's tailored for them, because you've done your charting, you've done your analysis, you know that this is right for them, they're not going to oppose to purchasing it, because nobody opposes to solving their biggest, most deeply seated insecurities. It's almost as if they would be opposed to regaining their confidence, to finally having success in their dating life, to no longer seeing those droopy eyelids or the wrinkles that made them feel insecure, the smoker's lines, whatever that may be. But we got to get to that. If we do not discover that, then it's really hard to tie them down to the process, to the outcome, to essentially have them committed to achieve a long-lasting transformation. Whereas if we do, when it comes to upsetting, when it comes to paying, and they want to think about it, or they hesitate, or they want to speak to their husband, we can always call it back. And they use their exact words. It's like, okay, so you told me that you wanted to achieve this and this and that. So you told me that you wanted to no longer feel like you're 20 years older than you really are. And that the worst part for you is that being older, what you hadn't realized is it doesn't just make you look older, it also makes you look tired. And you're worried that in the workplace you can get passed for opportunities for promotion and whatnot. Your employer can look at you and perceive you as more tired and less proactive, right? So would you say that this is something that you want to basically achieve, and are you ready to transform this? Yes, great. Well, this is the treatment that's right for you. And then that's essentially how those leads and BOTOX appointments upsell. We have clients who are upselling $2,000 plus dollars worth of Sculptra and microneedling and PRP and facial rebalancing off of very low ticket front end intros. $199, $299 BOTOX offers. That's essentially what the sales process entails, and it starts on the phone and it continues in the clinic. And they have to be aligned. Now, the result with these low-ticket front-end offers is typically the cost to acquire a new patient is anywhere between $20 and $50 at scale. We have clients that are spending over $200 a day and generate this kind of results. The aim, super important, is to understand that the aim of these ads is to just self-liquidate the ad spend and the cost of goods. Okay, so this is supposed to generate a break even. If it makes a little profit, then good news, happy days, but really the asymmetric returns get produced in the upsells. Okay, and so in terms of bonus, you can increase the profitability with small order bumps, i.e. sell more units. People come in, turns out that they need more than 30 or 40 or 50 units. They can get the same price, that intro price, as a favor. So you frame it as a favor. It's like you've come in through our $9.99, through our $11 units. as a favor now, as a one-time only offer, you can purchase the 10, 20 extra units, because you don't want them to be surprised by the fact that they need more units and that they're more expensive. That's what would feel like a bait and switch. Whereas if we call on reciprocity, on the fact that we're doing them a favor, we're giving them more units, then that part of the problem is solved. The fact that they're not surprised by the price point. Okay. The other piece, if anyone objects, because we hear this all the time, that some clients may object that why do they need more units? They thought that they were going to get a full face. Well, that's the consultative prescriptive angle, which is we couldn't have told over the phone what they actually look like, could we? It's like someone coming in with a bag over their head and asking how many units of Botox they need. It's not happening. The exact unit count can only be recommended in person. And that's why it shouldn't be a surprise. Just like if you take your car to the garage for an oil swap and then they find, upon checking, that the brake pads might need to be replaced, it's not something that would necessarily throw you off, right? It's something that's kind of expected. So in a nutshell, the strategy is to consult and identify the new pain points as well for the upsell. This is where the upsells kind of come into play. Once someone's seated in front of you as a service provider and you're analyzing their entire face, you're essentially able to shine light on things they didn't even realize, or potential pain points that they start expressing a bit of concern about, but they need some expert to sort of guide them to confirm their pre-existing worries. Some of our partners use face analysis devices such Aura, really good devices, really good machines. They do 3D scans of your face. They give you an entire map of what the results look like. Really powerful as well. I might have an example. Let me find it. Okay, there you go. So a facial expression analysis upon making different expressions, as well as measurements of the face proportions for facial rebalancing. Super useful. Visualization tools, distances, imbalances, asymmetries, angles, as well as skin analyses. So we can look at wrinkles, we can look at the proportion, how severe they are. These things, visualizing is extremely powerful to persuade. It's kind of like show, don't tell, which is why I'm showing you this now. I'm showing you the visual impact of noticing your red areas, your pores, all the imperfections, black on white, okay? And so with that being said, these analyses are essentially something that the more masterful aestheticians can conduct just by looking at your face and pointing in the mirror. Different spas have different approaches, but essentially the better this discovery process is conducted, the more opportunities to upsell high-ticket services you're going to find, such as Sculptra, microneedling with PRP, facial rebalancing, all of those things that I already mentioned. Now, for the retention problem, in terms of people coming back, here's the best way to address that. Botox clients need treatments every 3 months, right? Without a follow-up system, they forget about you. They find a competitor's next promotion. When they're ripe and ready, they go. So no loyalty means constant customer churn. The solution here is obviously to lock them in with follow-ups and upsell them on the first visit, ideally, because they'll never be as hot as they were the first time they come through to your clinic. And so 2 options. Strategy 1 is prepaid Tox unit bank. What does that mean? You offer 200 units prepaid for the year. They can use 40 in the first visit, 160 are left. They're locked in for 12 months. Now, super important. This lock-in effect, this is something that we've realized fairly recently as well. It adds another dimension into this whole thing, which is time. Even if they don't want to upsell the first time, their circumstances change. 12 months is a huge time. They can get a new job, they can get a gift during around Christmas, some money or whatever. Their financial circumstances can change, but their needs can also change. Maybe suddenly they're facing a bad event in their life, as unfortunate as that is, a rejection, a breakup. Maybe they're planning a holiday that they weren't planning before. Suddenly they need laser hair removal. New needs and wants can happen during those 12 months. And so you want to basically be able to like jump back in on that, capitalize on it, right? They're home, they're researching, they're seeing new ads, they're seeing other competitors' marketing material. They become more educated, more sophisticated. When they're ready, you're there. You get the idea. Now, in terms of the unit rate, 9 to 11 versus 12 regular price, a little incentive there. They're locking in that lower price per unit. And so this results in recurring visits, higher lifetime value, guaranteed cash paid collected upfront. This is strategy number one. We can beef it up with a bunch of no-brainer stack value offers. What does that mean? Priority booking times. If you're stacked over the weekend, you can offer them booking times over the weekend instead. Free little bonuses, lip flip, crow's feet treatment, something that's just a little added value. $100 credit towards other services, amazing opportunity to then cross-sell them into other services. $50 birthday credit, 2 months membership trial, self-explanatory, right? Especially if you charge a lot for your membership. This is another little value. $59 per month, say. Free skin analysis, definitely. Skin analysis is not there to make you money, it's there to surface problems, to support you in selling. Post-care guide and skincare recommendations, of course. $10 of products and even a guarantee. We always encourage spas to offer some sort of guarantee to be able to put their money where their mouth is. If unsatisfied, after 14 days, just double their credits, something like that. Will it lose some money? Yet, I mean, will it cost something? It will, but the upsell percentage is 3x, it's 4x. It's insane how much a guarantee can sway customers to buy your products. And so without prepaid, they just pay $299 for appointment and they're gone. With prepaid, you collect 2,000 plus collected up front, say 42 clients, that's 84K cash collected in year one. Okay, and so that's notwithstanding their repeat visits over the many years that they are with your business. 80% close rate into prepaid or membership is completely achievable. Financing available, just call it a payment plan. It sounds better. 3 times approval rates when you get them to apply for 3 different providers. So let's say they get rejected for Cherry, do Klarna, Afterpay, any of the other ones, Cherry, Care Credit, and then last resort, Verity, Creedy, not ideals, just have them as backups. It always increases the more applications they submit, and so the expected ROI is 3x, 5x, even 10x return. If the campaigns is not achieving something similar to this, then something's wrong, most likely in the sales process. Okay, memberships, that is the best next strategy. What does that look like? Sign up bonuses for quick enrollment. You sign up today, you get another treatment, say a free facial every 4 months. That's a quarterly bonus, actually. Free facial, free laser hair removal session. Again, the idea here is not to make money with the bonuses, because a lot of med spas think about this, oh, if I offer a free facial, then I can potentially upsell them a package of facials. No. The idea with this is, yes, if they want more of those, they can once they start to get a taste for it, but the point here is to keep them incentivized to come back for BOTOX, okay? And so, again, members-only pricing on all services, discounts, exclusive member events. If you're organizing some of these quarterly or half-yearly at least, even one a year, it's already awesome for someone that comes 4 times. That one of those times is during a member event. Huge opportunity to educate them and sell them into other services as well. And of course, credit towards membership if they prepay 6 to 12 months. Cool. So the tip here is to make it tangible. So not just discounts. Notice how most of this stuff is additional stuff, bonuses. It's not just the discounts. So there has to be additional free stuff. It has to be an absolute no-brainer for someone to come in for a $299 and to be basically leaving with all of this instead. So that's that. Now, as a recap, run pre-commitment promo with free in the headline. Qualified leads heavily in the form of the phone. Nurture them with videos and provide their selfies. Call them to discover pain and collect deposits. Book retouch points 2 weeks later. This is something pretty cool as well. Virtually all of the med spas that we've worked with are offering a free retouch 2 weeks after the appointment. It can be framed as free, but a deposit paid towards the next treatment. So for example, it's instead of just being outright free, it's you're getting your retouch for free when you book your next appointment with us today. That works extremely well in some markets as well. Okay, the next thing is to upsell prepaid units or memberships to add value stacking with credits, with freebies, with guarantees. And that's basically how you build that lifetime loyalty. So from that, in terms of the cost per appointment that we've seen times and times again, between $1K and $2K in ad spend per month should get anywhere between $20, $50 plus bookings per month easily with recurring $3K plus lifetime value clients. That's basically the math behind Botox and fillers, and how we can make something as low margin as injectables very profitable in the long enough time frame. And so these the conclusion here is that the 100k plus per month med spas, they don't all do it themselves. Of course, you can implement all of this by yourself, and I would encourage you to, especially at the beginning. If margins are tight, this is by far the best way to preserve margins. Just do it at yourself in-house. Now, this system is definitely proven. It's already generating 20 to 50 bare minimum qualified appointments per month across multiple states that we run it in and that we have been running in. Results are anywhere between 60 to 80 upsell rate into prepaid memberships, $2,000 cash upfront collected per client, 4+ visits per year per client, and $3,000 lifetime value per client. Of course, if you need any help with implementing this, or at least discussing this to see how it applies to you specifically, we can tailor this strategy for you. Just book a call at medspapatients.com, and we can basically figure out how and if we can help. We take care of the marketing, generating the leads, as well as the sales with our in-house team of appointment specialists trained by former estheticians. So I hope this was useful. I hope this helped sort of portray the strategy behind successful Botox. Just bear in mind, there are med spas that are running 7-figure operations purely on Botox and fillers. So it's absolutely possible to run a thriving business, especially as a starting esthetician solo injector, just on these services. And if you have the upsells into the higher ticket stuff, the Sculptras, the microneedling and BRP, those are the next logical things to add, but it's 100% possible to get to 6 figures and beyond with just these 2 core services. Hope this is helpful, and until next time, to your success.